Hey everyone, welcome to video number 2 of Self-Love Letters for Healing. So we're going to be touching on physical wellness today. And I want to start out with reading a letter from my book. So this letter isn't per se specifically based on physical symptoms, but I just still wanted to give you an example of the tone to use for your letter based on physical wellness. Once again, this letter write-in is for anyone who either has a physical condition or symptoms or someone who is physically well. So keep that in mind. We'll touch on that a little later. Okay, if you have my book, you can turn to page 125, letter number 32, and the title is How to Practice Self-Reflection. Hey love, I noticed that self-reflection is very crucial for your mental health and for managing your symptoms. When you are consistently reflecting on your mental state, you can notice symptoms sooner and stop certain symptoms from escalating into something bigger. It also gives you the time to learn more about yourself and make healthy decisions for your mental well-being. Sometimes you need to set aside a specific time to analyze your thoughts and to think deeply about anything that is on your mind. Other times, you don't have to do much to analyze. All you need to do is be by yourself in a peaceful and therapeutic place while allowing your thoughts to just be. You will realize over time that you are self reflecting quite naturally and might even come up with solutions to problems that were on your mind. It's really magical and miraculous when that happens. I notice that you experience this when you go by yourself to a body of water near a pier or a beach. You go to an area where you are not easily distracted by anyone else, get lost gazing into the water, and then let your thoughts flow. That's an example of self reflection. Keep going by the water on a consistent basis and don't give it too much thought on self reflecting. Let nature do the work to flow in and out of you. Namaste, your peace warrior. So this letter, it's still very encouraging, it's still very loving, but you can also write your letter in a tone where it's still loving, but it's also very inspirational and informational. And I feel like this letter stems towards that. And so I wanted to read this letter specifically for physical wellness because I think self reflection is also good, not just for mental states, like I mentioned in that letter, but also in general for our physical state and our physical symptoms. So, perfect example for me, I've been having digestive issues lately, and it's been going on for some time now, maybe like 6 months or so. And I went to the doctor, they did testing, and they're like, yeah, you have some inflammation and things like that. They gave me medication, and I was starting to get better. So I'm starting to get better. And then all of a sudden, it seemed like my symptoms were in some ways getting worse and new symptoms were coming up. And I was a little bit confused because I was just like, I was just getting better. It was very confusing. And also, another thing the doctor told me is that I had to eliminate eating certain foods. And I was eliminating all of that. And I love to eat all of it. And I'm just like, I don't understand. All I'm eating is some bland white rice. Like, what? Like, why is my stomach still bothering me? So, throughout that time, when I was experiencing that, I would kind of just talk to my stomach, not necessarily out loud, but just in my mind, like, okay, stomach, I know we're going through something digestively. Like, you're well, we're gonna get through it. You're gonna be able to eat certain foods. We're gonna get through it. It's okay. This is just a moment, etc., etc. Instead of just sinking into like, damn, this sucks. I can't eat anything. And so in doing that, I had an aha moment, and I was just like, have you been taking new medications? The thought came out of nowhere, and I thought about it. I was like, oh, actually I've been taking new vitamins. So because of the pandemic, I was taking more vitamin C. And so I looked it up, and vitamin C can actually cause upset stomach and digestive issues. And I'm just like, ding ding ding. This is why the symptoms felt different and more symptoms were happening. I couldn't eat more things that I was able to eat before. And I feel like I was only able to realize that because I was able to connect with my symptom and focus more on healing than focusing more on the actual symptom. So that's an example of why self-reflection is so important. And one of the best ways to self-reflect is to be able to write yourself this letter, because in order for you to properly and accurately self-reflect, you need to have a great relationship with yourself. And so for this letter, I want you to focus on that, building that, continuing to build that relationship with yourself. So if you are experiencing physical conditions or physical symptoms, it might not be a condition, just symptoms. First off, I want to send lots and lots and lots of healing energies your way. And second, I want you to start out in the beginning talking about the symptom, talking about the condition, being specific. What's the worst part of it? Is it painful? Is it stressful? Etc., etc. And then I want you to self-reflect and allow yourself to think about, even though the symptoms might be negative, but is the experience as a whole, is there any positive aspect to it whatsoever? Again, it's gonna be challenging to think of that, but for example, when I'm experiencing really bad symptoms for bipolar disorder, one positive thing I could think about is the fact that I'm able to see my family really show their love and constantly be there for me and take care of me. And so that's one positive thing. It just emphasizes and reaffirms that my family is here for me and they do anything to get me through this, right? So maybe it means you're getting closer to your partner. Maybe it means it forces you to call out for work, but it gives you time to mentally rest, right? Because sometimes we're just go, go, go. So it could be different reasons. Reflect on that, put that there, and then allow yourself to write whatever else might come that could be encouraging or any type of advice, because you never know what could come out of you writing this letter. You might be like, wait a minute, I never thought of going to this type of doctor, or I never thought of researching this vitamin, or didn't someone tell me once about this vitamin, I never really looked into it. You never know what can come out of it. And if something like that comes up, definitely include that in your letter. Also, towards the end, give yourself tons of compassion and love. Even if you don't have an answer to the physical symptoms, just show and pour love to yourself. Tell yourself how much you love yourself. I love you so much despite the symptom. I know it's challenging, but you're so strong and I know you could get through it. Things like that. And then towards the end, of course, you sign it off very creatively, very nicely. If you are physically well, again, we're going to touch on not only affirmations but gratitude. And so it's going to be pretty similar to what I said for if you're mentally well, but you're going to get specific. How are you physically well? And then just really focus on affirming your body, admiring your body, and not from a sense of, oh my gosh, I'm the best out there. No, but just from a sense of appreciation. Give appreciation for the parts of the body you don't even think of appreciating. Like, thank you so much that I have fingers I can type. Thank you so much that I have lips and a mouth where I can speak and I can connect with individuals via video from all over the world. Like, the smallest thing. Thank you so much that I need glasses, but at least I have access to glasses and that I can see well with that. Be detailed. That's so important. And towards the end, again, focus on what do you think could be contributing to your physical wellness. Now, that's really broad because sometimes we don't have the answer to that, but just touch on certain aspects where it's like you work out, so you write that in there, or you watch what you eat healthy, etc., etc. And then just end it, close it, be creative again with the signature. And whether you're physically well or whether you have symptoms, reread the letter a few times. Don't reread it too much, especially if you have symptoms, because that can be challenging to really endure, but reread it at least 1 or 2 times and then put it away. So that's the letter I want you to write for physical wellness. Thank you again for joining on video number 2. We're going on video number 3, which will be the last video of the series, and we're going to touch on emotional wellness, which will tie the two videos together because emotional wellness does work with both physical wellness and mental wellness. So we're going to touch on that. I'm really excited about that video. Stay tuned for video number 3, and I'll see you then. Once again, I'm Glenda Lezeau from Rising from Bipolar. Bye now.